if you select the Assignments tab on our Canvas site once again, you'll see the assignments here. It's the same as what you see on the Home button or Home tab, as well as the Syllabus tab as well. So Home and Syllabus will show the same thing as the assignments, or very similar, I should say. In this case, just a different view format. You can do a show by date or show by type, depending on how you prefer to see that. So as you can tell, sort of in this case, day one introduction is in attendance for you. So if you're going to attend the class, I do recommend you complete that one here on Canvas, okay? Even if you attended the first day of class and gave an introduction during class time, I do recommend that you still do a day one introduction on the Canvas sites, and that's what's going to count for your attendance, okay? Otherwise, I might end up dropping you accidentally from the class. So I do want to avoid that in all case scenarios. Book homework, you can see book homework, chapter 2 homework, etc. Okay, so homework, as you can see, it's based on 20 points. The due date might be different depending on the case scenario, right? To be aware of that. I may end up updating throughout the term or depending on the class as well. So be careful on that and those due dates. Do double check it on your site, on your class sites. Okay. Once again, it's 20 points based as far as the homework, and it's for all sections of the chapter. So you may have section 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and 1.5 that you can submit on there. Okay. I'll talk a little more on how to submit homework in a few minutes. Note submissions. Notice that you can also submit your notes, and they are extra credit technically, so you don't see any points, so you can get up to 2 points extra credit essentially, or actually I normally give generally 2 points extra credit for all the notes that you submit for chapter 1 and chapter 2, etc. Notes is whatever you take as far as notes that help you learn, so whatever you took for notes. Okay. Quizzes. So essentially quiz number 1, you can click on that and take a look. It does have specific format on how to take, and I'll talk more about that one during class. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to ask during class, or send me an email as well. I do have a feedback quiz 2 video. Some students have found it a little bit more complex in the past, but you do get to correct your quizzes in case you're wondering. So once you turn in a quiz, I grade it. I'll post it back on Canvas, in other words. So this is a Canvas post. I'll go ahead and provide you your grade, and then the ones that you got right or wrong as well. So then you can come back and correct the ones you got wrong and get half the points back. Okay, you only need to correct the ones that you got wrong. You don't have to rewrite all the questions all over. Okay. Test number 1, test number 2, we'll talk about those during our classes. Okay. Test you reference. Once you complete the test, you similar idea as the quizzes. You get a chance to correct them, gain some of your points back. Let me jump real quick, and I'm going to go by date temporarily. If I click on day 1 introduction, that one is fairly straightforward. You can already start your assignment. You can kind of have, I recommend reading through and seeing the details on that, but for this one it's just a provide you a quick introduction yourself. Notice what counted you first to attendance. Once again, you can complete it here or submit it here through email would also work, but I prefer it through Canvas. Okay, but for some reason you can't submit it through Canvas, email is also fine. But please do try to avoid sending it through both methods, because it does make it kind of confusing getting a choice and then trying to grade it twice. For this one, since it's fairly straightforward, you can do a quick text entry. So you can just type my name is da da da, etc. Right? So and then once you're done with it, telling me the notes what you have up here, you can submit assignments. I do recommend in most case scenarios, if possible, on your assignments to more easily keep track of them for yourself. Put a quick comment, or if you have a comment for me, feel free to put a comment for me. Let's see. There it is. I'm just calling it day 1 intro, and I'll submit the assignment in this case. Okay. There it is. I've submitted my intro essentially for reference. Let me go back once again to assignments, and so reference, I'll do chapter 1 homework. In this particular case scenario, I might make sure. Okay, that I have my section 1.1 homework as a reference completed. So complete chapter 1 book assignments and load or email to me. You can email to make sure the subject line is chapter 1. If you do end up emailing to me, please do put a subject line, right? So if it's chapter 1 homework, chapter 1 homework, chapter 2 homework, chapter 2 homework, but I do prefer it to have it here in Canvas, okay? That would be a better case scenario. Once again, your assignment is worth 20 points, but that's overall for the entire chapter, okay? So I do want each section completed if possible. So when you're ready to submit, you hit Start Assignments. And if you want to upload a file, let's say I want to upload a file, you can add multiple files, so you can add as many files as you need to. So if you took a picture, pictures will work. If you scan the documents will also work. One quick thing that students have found in the past useful is recording. So if you put your notebook or paper, whatever you have on the desktop, you can turn the page with your cell phone or camera or whatever you have recording your paper. Basically, you don't have to record yourself necessarily, just your paper, your homework assignments essentially. And you can turn the pages slowly. That way you can kind of capture the essence of what you completed for homework. And I do recommend labeling the section number and the problems that you complete, okay? It does make my life much easier. But if you do multiple videos, once again, or I should say multiple image files, multiple PDF files, you can upload multiple files in here by adding another file. If you have a video, of course, I'll make it easy because it'll be probably just one per section or one per chapter. I'll leave it up to you. Let me go ahead and close out, since for this one I only have one temporarily for reference. So I'll call it section 1.1, and you can open the file or double click. Either will work depending on your device. Once again, it might be slightly different. Do keep in mind to put notes. So section 1.1 homework. Okay, and I'll submit the assignment. All right, now you can do a new attempt. Once again, if you're ready to submit section 1.2, let me up there real quick for a 1.2 visual. All right, and I'll try add another file. Let me try to do, in this case, essentially section 1.2 and 1.3, so you can kind of see a reference of what I mean by the previous. So choose a file. I'll try to choose 1.2, upload a file, choose a file, section 1.3, and now I'll put section 1.2 and 1.3 homework. Okay. And be aware, if you complete more than half of the work, as I've stated in class or in the announcements, do read the announcements if you haven't, you get extra credit, right? So something that you might want to put for me is completed more than half, and I'll give you extra credit, okay? Just as a reference visual. So submit assignment. And if you notice, you'll find on the right side the submission details. Be careful, because unfortunately, if you click on download, of course you'll download what you recently submitted. But if you notice section 1.1, the homework is no longer available, right? So, but if I go to submission details, it gives you just what you've recently submitted. It doesn't give you what you've already submitted previously, such as 1.1, okay? So hence the reason why the notes are recommended. You can now see on the notes on the right side, 1.1 was submitted, okay? You can always resubmit, click resubmit to submit more files, okay? That's what the resubmit also does. Or submit an additional. So you can now do section 1.3, 1.4, etc., okay? I'll leave it alone here for the visual.